I feel like we need more authenticity in this world. Like, we need to not try that hard to be ourselves. Be the self that the inner child is, not the, like, perceived self. I like that. I feel like I'm just like getting to see me come through, like my full expression of myself, and that person who I've like always thought was like a dream in my head, and then I see them in reality and I'm like, oh, I'm the reality. I'm the reality that I desire. I'm the reality that I choose. I'm the reality of like everything I want. I was talking to myself in the car about like how everything is really just me being obsessed with myself, like being in love with myself. And I said something like, it feels good to be in love with me and to treat me well. And then when I encounter people who like encounter my soul without me having to perform it or like express myself so much, like people who see me how I see me, that's like a new layer of truth that I'm uncovering. And I was also talking about like femininity, like discovering my girlhood again, like girlhood and softness and like my reality through my like soft femininity, which is something everybody carries. It has no gender identity, but there's also the like duality of being AFAB and being confronted with like needing to conform to be safe. And it just feels really good to be in my 20s unlearning all of that. Like I was just at Goodwill and I got this top and I got some like cool little vases for my plants. Like I got this white vase, really like just like clear white things. And when I was in the dressing room, there was like this dad with a daughter, and I was just thinking about, and he was like helping her try on stuff and talking to her about like what she wanted, and it was like really cool to listen to like a dad talk to his daughter, because like to have a daughter, like you have to embrace girlhood, and girlhood is magical. And she was like, oh, I really want this shirt, and it's like a belly shirt, like a crop top. And I'm like, I would honestly totally be the mom that would like let my kid get a crop top. Like I want them to wear whatever they want. Like they can rip their clothes up, they can like paint on them. Like I just am like, this is your world, because it's like clothes and things that are like pretty and all these like things. That's girly. Like let's like start using girly again. Like let's be girly, a collective girliness, because I don't want to feel like I have to not be girly. And I definitely feel like I've made myself like not girly in a lot of ways out of protection. I used to get made fun of as a kid for being girly, and I loved dresses and princesses and fairies. And yeah, and like not having to perform in my voice, like just like actually accepting like what being a girl really is, and like how to also include that in gender expansiveness and gender fluidity, and like just having girlhood have no rules or concepts. And it's like just it's like going through the like rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland. Like it's just so full and so intricate and so magical. And I was like, I don't know, I read this comment on, like this man left this comment on someone's YouTube that was like talking about their fear of men. And he was like, women teach me how to be childlike, and like men are learning their freedom. And I think it's just like really crazy. Like sometimes I have to like remember that to have like an AFAB body and to see like the body throughout human life, like kind of this anthropological view of the like female, like feminine body, like womb people. It's like I feel like we're finally in an age where femininity can express itself autonomously. Like you don't need a male person to just like be in front of you to make space for you. And you also, it's like we just have our own rules. Like we don't even have to like live in the rules of the patriarchy, like with the internet and just creating our own spaces. Like we literally can just do whatever we want. And I feel like it's the first time where we can like, obviously not like the first time and whatever, but we just live in such a like really powerful age where like none of the rules exist, and so we can really see like girlhood through our own story. Like we write our story, and you get to see how messy and wild girlhood is. You get to see how like weird and dark it is, and you get to see how magical and light it is, and like just the whole inner world of being a girl. Like we deserve to create those spaces for ourselves. And like yeah, girlhood does not have a gender, it doesn't have a body. Like everybody gets to experience girlhood. And it's just like I think the essence of play comes from childhood and comes from like the sense of childhood, girlhood, boyhood, whatever hood, whatever childlike experience you have had, a non-binary they them childhood. Like it's all just play and magic. It's all just play and magic. I like talking to people who consider themselves boys about my own girlhoodness. And like I don't know, I just find myself with people where like we just start talking about like our childhood and like the things we liked as children. And this one dude was like saying like, wow, yeah, like doll houses and like all those things. Like as a child I was like, oh, that all looks really cool, like I want to play with that, like that's so cool. And it's just like nice to hear people who lived in different conditionings, like what their reflection of like girliness was and like their desire to it. Because I think like I don't know, like the conditioning that I grew up around was like not even from my family, but like just like being at school and like friends and stuff is like to be girly was like bad or like stupid. And like it was more fun to be like a boy. It was more fun to be a boy. It wasn't fun to dress up and be fairies. Like they wanted to like fight or something. I don't even know. But yeah. I have no intention with this painting. I'm just painting because I'm super ADHD today. Honestly, painting like is the best way for me to like calm down. My girlhood is also like very much Y2K, like Bratz dolls, like a little sassy, like goth princess, like bimbo-y vibes, and so I'm trying to embrace that lately. It's very funny. Yeah, girlhood is just immense, and I think like being in my full personality means I have to acknowledge my girliness and my like femininity, but it's like not like, I think there's a difference between like girliness and like femininity, because like those things don't have to exist in the same sphere. It's more like, I don't know, like just like the things that involve like the material world of girlhood, like makeup, nails, necklaces, earrings, sparkles, glitter, like dancing, dressing up, and like just interacting with people in different ways. Like I don't know, I feel like like that part of my personality I'm just learning to connect with again. And it just reminds me of like me when I was like 11 and I dyed my hair and like always went to school in the best outfits and just like looked like a little rock star, and everybody would like, some like the popular girls would like make fun of me, but then they were scared of me because I always told them to stop bullying my friends or anybody they would bully. I would just be like, stop being mean. And then they were like scared of me, so they didn't ever talk shit about me again. But yeah, it's just like, it was always funny. Like I cropped my t-shirt once in 5th grade and I looked really cool and I was so happy. And then this little bitch came up and was like, so they said this and they said that like you're trying to be a teenager. And I'm just like, I'm just creative and really smart. And it was just like it's just so weird that people give that many fucks about you. Like, why? I think people just get really mad to see people actually loving themselves, which is another really cool aspect of girlhood, is like allowing yourself to be obsessed with yourself in a way that's not harmful to you or other people, but just like love yourself, love your body, have fun with every aspect of who you are. That's what life is about. Peace. I have said enough things.